where homes were being consumed in front of our eyes. Now, there is an eerie silence. But what is the future of this ruined street and this ravaged town? But then a realization nothing will be the same again, even with his home intact.
Well, you know, it feels good. But what's the house without a neighborhood? There's no neighbors, there's no friend.
Paul and his daughter Ella were among those neighbors. Living directly opposite Farhad, they also have come back briefly to check on their home.
Used to be paradise. It's truly paradise lost.
The randomness of the fire, why some homes survived and others were reduced to rubble, mystifies Paul as well.
This is my neighbor Farhad, the really nice architect, and it's unbelievable that his building survived while mine burned to the ground. Nothing is left.
I wanted you to meet this man.
How you doing, sir? Ramon, Brandon.
Thank you, man. What was it like? How did you do it?
We did what we could.
Everything is burning. Everything is burning around me. I can't believe it. I'm standing. It's a miracle. What you guys have done is a miracle.
Oh my God.
Daunted by the scale of what lies ahead, Farhad looks down on Haverford Avenue and the sea of devastation. The architect has a new mission now, to help rebuild the town that has suffered such a shattering blow.
The family of 66-year-old Victor Shaw says he died in a heroic attempt to defend his home in Altadena.
I opened the front door and just yelled in, "Victor, we got to get out. This is it. We have to get out. The fire's here." And I didn't hear him say anything. I heard him say nothing. So I ran to the car and I just got out. I just got out and I went down the street and there was a police car and I flagged him and I said, "My brother's in the house, I need help." And he told me to get out. He said, "Go."
Later, finding his body out front, a garden hose still in his hand.
I can't imagine what he might have been thinking, how he might have been so frightened. And I couldn't be here. I couldn't be here to save him. I couldn't be here. That's what hurts the most.
Shaw lived in the family home for more than 5 decades and had health issues that impacted his mobility.
It's going to be quite difficult moving forward, but I just have to do the best I can.
I just got off the phone with somebody, and as you can see, there's nothing left, and I've been here for about an hour and a half, and I don't want to leave. It's home. So I really can't put it into words.
My family and I just lost our home here that we grew up in. It's very, very hard. It's hard not to cry. But yeah, we have faith that everything will be okay. It's just really sad. We ask for prayers for everyone in this neighborhood.
Well, this is what's left of the home that I grew up in for 31 years. We just had Christmas morning right over here, right in front of that chimney, and this is what's left. And you know, it's everybody. It's not just us. I mean, if you look around, this whole neighborhood is gone, wiped off the map. This was our living room right back there. What's left of it, at least.
Our worst fear happened, so that's all right. We're survivors. We'll get through it. We'll build another home.
Will we build?
Mm-hmm. But we lost all our things. We've always missed the fires, just like the one we had in early December. The winds were blowing towards this house, and then the wind shifted. We said, well, we got through another fire season, but this is the only fire season I've seen in Malibu that had two fires in one season. They got us this time.
Oh my God. 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 I want people to see the video because I don't want people to imagine what it's like. It's so painful.
As Henri looks to a somber future,
I mean, my dad and brother need a place. They are literally homeless. My dad is 90.
thousands like him are left waiting to face another natural disaster.
5 days ago, we watched Haverford Avenue burn. Today, the flames are extinguished. Where homes were being consumed in front of our eyes, now there is an eerie silence.
Tonight, with a brief break from a series of red flag warnings, Southern California now shifting focus to restoration and repopulation. Streams of utility trucks and National Guards gridlocking streets in those fire zones. And late today, thousands of families finally being allowed to see what, if anything, is left of their neighborhoods. But many now returning to this painful reality. What you're seeing down there was the home that belonged to the Bailey family for 3 generations. The expanse of the fire zone is so large that it takes 15 minutes to go from one end to the other by car. Relief operations reaching critical mass, all 3 LA sports stadiums now running donation drives. We met a one-woman relief operation, Marcela Banuelos.
Do you want toilet paper or paper towels or anything?
These mounds of clothes are basically gone by the end of the day?
Basically, like half are usually gone by the end of the day.
She's running this donation center 14 hours a day, partly because her apartment burned too.
Oh my God.
Along with the homes of 10 of her family members and her community.
That's why I'm here, to keep my mind busy and not really think about it.
Malibu, gone.
You can see it right over the shoulder here. Home after home just completely gone.
Moments later, we were over Pacific Palisades in ashes. Neighborhood after neighborhood erased by the fire.
I don't understand how you can attempt to rebuild an entire community without schools and roads and homes. It's devastation beyond the comprehensible.
The haunting moment ringing the doorbell of a friend's home. It still rings, but behind it, there was nothing. Restaurant owner Sandra Cordero, part of World Central Kitchen's Chef Corps. She's now offering up her kitchen to cook for families in need.
We got in the restaurant this morning at 4, cooked up 1,000 meals that we're about to hand out here.
More than 50 Los Angeles restaurants are working with World Central Kitchen. Nearly 170,000 meals now delivered to families and to crews helping in these communities.
One of the buckets that we sent out to California was our family bathroom bucket. It's got bathroom supplies for an entire family of 4 that's been displaced. We got bath towels. We also have soap and shampoo, toothpaste and toothbrush, brush here, and deodorant. Stick in some baby wipes. Hopefully this allows people to get all their stuff at once rather than having to go get one thing at a time.
More than 500 buckets on the way.
But I know that millions of Americans are ready to walk this walk with you because there are going to be better days ahead. We're going to get through this together.
Mercy Chefs bringing in volunteers from across the country to LA, handing out 10,000 meals and counting.
Right now, our volunteers, they've come from all over. They're putting love into every single one of these plates, going all over the area for victims and first responders.
And this evening, the help from so many Americans who've been watching here. Ginger Z at the LA Regional Food Bank Distribution Center. 600,000 pounds of food packed just today, the most they've done in more than 50 years.
I'm here at the LA Regional Distribution Site for food banks all over the Los Angeles region. Obviously, there's going to be so much more need. They have said that as of today, they are needing more than they've ever needed in their 51-year existence.
I know we're going to rebuild and it's going to be amazing. And I can't wait to have all my neighbors in our backyard again, toasting to the next chapter.
At first, on the road into Pacific Palisades, we witnessed the aftermath of the wildfire. These are entire neighborhoods that have been lost to the flames. These are oceanside communities that never stood a chance. I mean, just look at the destruction around me. And then combine that too with the bone-dry ground, and you understand why that was such a lethal combination.
It's just devastating, absolutely unbelievable.
Ray Church is a British plumber who moved to California 40 years ago. His business, a lifetime of work, has been wiped out. Even the name of his company, scorched and barely legible.
Your emotion when you first came here and saw this?
I was in tears with still choked up with my daughter right now. It's, it's a lot of hard work building a business, and seeing this, it's tough.
The Pacific Palisades is just a community. We have a lot of friends up there, family too, and it's devastating. I mean, this is just terrifying. Looks like a war zone, and it just, overnight, everything's just taken out, and I don't even know what to say.
Sarah took me back to 14634 Besta Boulevard.
It's home.
This is home. Or what is left of it. Lives forever changed. Where do you draw that resilience and strength from?
From God, from Jesus, and family, friends, faith.
A few streets from Sarah, we met Gail, who has managed to retrieve and open the safe where she kept her jewelry.
I'm not rich or famous, I'm a nurse.
Her pearls are charred and blackened, but then a moment of joy.
And look at that, it's still, oh my goodness, it's still shiny.
Gail, how much does it mean to you that you've managed to recover this?
I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled that I have something that's left. I have no photos. The photos got burned.
With nowhere to go, more than 130,000 people find themselves displaced. There is help and shelter to be found in the evacuation centres.
LA residents are trying to help families left destitute by the fires. This enormous donation centre is entirely organised by volunteers. A continuous stream of cars arriving with clothes and food, exhausted evacuees able to take whatever they need.
All I grabbed was my son, carry him out, and that's all I took. I didn't take no clothes, I didn't take no paperwork, I didn't take nothing. All I was worrying about, carrying my son to the car, that's it.
You didn't even manage to leave with anything, not even your phone?
We lost everything. We practically lost everything what we had. So we got to start from zero to start all over again.
Just over a week since the fires first took hold, they are at last brought under some control. The winds have quietened and the embers dimmed. Californians must now repair and rebuild and try to find a way to live in a climate where conditions are so often perfect for catastrophe.
We lost pretty much everything,
Yeah.
so we're looking for housing and just trying to take it day by day, thinking about if we can rebuild.
This is a picture of their home, or what's left of it.
I'm trying to get information. I'm trying to ask the National Guard when they think we will be able to go back.
They came to this checkpoint more than a week after to figure out when they can see the damage for themselves.
I'm not sure, I can't say. I know your local sheriff's department, the fire department, they're working on it right now.
Nothing, just the car burned up in the driveway and the chimney is all we see.
Deborah Bacon's home of more than 3 generations was also destroyed. Like many, she's waiting to get back into the fire zone.
Just check the website and see when it would be when it would be safe to go back.
Are you frustrated?
Yeah, I want to go there right now.
I mean, also just hoping maybe there's something left in the rubble that we can save, a keepsake.
Pacific Palisades resembles a war zone. The equivalent of 800 football fields have now burned. That's 45 square miles. It will take tens of billions of dollars to rebuild. But the worst part about all of this is the death toll, tragically, is expected to rise.
Everywhere you go, you can hear sort of the alarms still going off long after the fires here. And it's not just the neighborhoods where you see home after home. This used to be the grocery store right here, completely hollowed out. And then over my shoulder here, if you look right up, you can see nothing left but the tattered American flag there. As far as the eye can see, really not a home left standing. The cars here in the streets incinerated, what's left of sort of the burned out, charred metal frame here, just sitting on the street here. And if you look across the street, there's still some embers burning here. I'm sorry.
he sees for the first time what is left.
That's the entrance, and this was the living room, that's our TV.
He tells me this used to be one of the boys' rooms.
My wife was here, and she just collected
what she could
and then left.
What was she able to save?
The documents, mainly the documents, and then she took a couple of stupid things like my son's perfume, because he has a Louis Vuitton eau de toilette.
His cologne?
His cologne.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Just something emotionally related, but nothing, nothing.
But nothing else?
No.
Tonight, Tanner returning to his friend's home.
This is my first time back to the house from last night, as this is Orly's home. There is literally nothing left.
And I think it's impossible for people around the country to look at this and understand the scope of this devastation. Everything is gone.
Yeah.
But you've got your boys and you've got your wife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And we figured out the rest.
I'm glad you're here.
Thanks.
And that you're okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We spotted two figures in the rubble of this apartment building.
Is this your safe?
It is. Wanted to get to it before the looters got to it.
Gail McGowan had lived there for 22 years. After her husband died, she was hoping one particular ring had survived the heat.
I mean, I gotta save something. Look at everything else. This is my home right here.
22 years here.
Yeah, everything.
Minutes later, the fire is still flickering, Mario heaving the safe off the building. He left to get a shopping cart and came back with cops on patrol.
You have your ID with you, ma'am?
You bet.
The officers concerned about looters making sure Gail's ID matches the address of where they are. Then they cracked the safe.
Oh, yeah, way to go. These your rings?
Yeah, my wedding ring.
Just about 2 weeks ago, thousands of fans were streaming into the Rose Bowl for a college football playoff game between Oregon and Ohio State. But now it is a giant firefighter camp. More than 1,000 firefighters stationed here. They have set up tents right behind me, hundreds of tents for firefighters to grab what sleep they can. We heard this morning from a firefighter at breakfast that she hasn't even slept for several days.
Devastation has a whole new depth to it. Gratitude has a whole new level that I never thought was possible. I'm heartbroken. I'm distraught. I'm slightly hopeful. I'm getting to hopeful. I'm sad. I'm so sad. I'm sad for my children, my community.
And this is what it looks like as people are making their way back home. And as they get home, they're being welcomed by their neighbors, some who stayed behind to help save this community that they love so much. The spirit of Topanga is returning.
It's a lot of relief. It's been a pretty intense experience.
Residents are trickling back after evacuating over a week ago when flames from the Palisades fire threatened the canyon.
We're hanging out here trying to anticipate the needs of the returning residents, like a bunch of water filters, on the shower and the bath.
Darius Fisher is one of a handful of people who stayed behind during the mandatory evacuation to help where they could.
We had to do what we could do, but very soon, very early on, we were liaising and coordinating with the firefighters and taking care of stuff, and then if it was too much, like calling them in.
Outside the Topanga Library, you'll see this makeshift community command post filled with donated supplies, water, and food.
We do want them to grab supplies because a lot of people are coming back to nothing, so we want them to stock up and then get home.
Topanga is one of several evacuated areas repopulating. This is what it looked like in a Brentwood neighborhood earlier Friday. People are anxious to get back.
Oh, I haven't been home in 2 weeks. I miss everything. I miss my whole life. But I'm lucky I have a house.
There are concerns on the horizon, though, in many of the impacted areas, including Topanga. The threat of mudslides is real, if and when the rain returns.
When you've lived in Topanga for a while, it's such an extraordinary community and we just have each other's backs. But there's a lot we can learn from this, and I think other communities do.
Are you guys able to get through the roadblocks tonight?
No, not tonight. We were coming every day trying to see if we could get through.
Alik's home was just on the other side of the street that's been opened back up to residents. It's been a frustrating process for many who have been trying to get back home for 11 days. But utility crews are still early on in the repair process.
I get it because of the looters. It's bad. There's a lot of looters. Like, they literally had just caught someone like next to my street with guns, and like it was really bad.
You need identification and proof of residency that you live in that area.
I mean, first of all, this is something we never expected because of where we are. This was the safe part of the Palisades. You know, we're no flood zone, no, fire zone. This was State Farm had just, re-upped our insurance because we were in a safe area. So we didn't expect this at all. Well, first we were watching the news, and as we were watching the news, when we saw that the high school had caught fire, we pretty much knew that was it. We pretty much knew it was coming this way, and there was nothing that was going to be able to happen because we knew there were no fire department presence here, which we understand. But then we were watching our Ring camera, and we could see fireballs just rolling up the street.
Yeah.
And then we could.
At 6:45, the fire approached our porch.
But this community, I mean, we moved into this house 22 years ago, and we remodeled it a couple of times, and we just did a last little remodel, and it was perfect. It was all perfect. We had redone the backyard. My husband just retired, so we were just like, here we go, here we are. And to see this gone, I mean, I think we're sadder about the loss of community right now than we are about our house. Like my son said earlier, if it was just our house, we'd be okay. We would be okay. We would just rebuild, and we'd be back in this community. But now we're going to have to watch the whole community rebuild. So that's really the hardest part of this all.
This is my bedroom right here. There's Tom's room. Here's our patio. Here's the front entrance. The elevator's still there. Absolutely horrific.
How do you feel looking at this morning?
I'm going to break down again. That's what I feel.
It blew through all of the old town, the iconic. I was going to say the old town. Sorry.
This is our retirement. This is our nest egg. This is where we moved in when we got married. This is where our son was born. This was our house.
More than a week since the devastating Los Angeles wildfires destroyed thousands of homes and businesses. 2 large fires continue to burn in the Los Angeles area. Dozens have died and thousands are displaced. New video shows the extensive damage along the scenic Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu.
The Los Angeles wildfires have killed at least 25 people, with 31 more reported missing. And of course, it has devastated entire neighborhoods. So it could be at least another week before evacuees can safely return to their homes. But despite warnings, many locals are returning to see what's left and to figure out what to do next.
Sarah Legre met a family who lost everything. And Sarah, you witnessed their emotional homecoming?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're starting to see Los Angeles County officials slowly but surely reopen zones, but that's not the case for everyone. Now, we got special permission from the National Guard to escort a family up to this property. It used to be a home that they built and moved into 9 years ago, nearly to the day.
Most of the stuff that I want to see, I'm not going to see, I know.
The most important thing that he was going to try and retrieve, and the thing that he said he wanted to be able to take with him if he had a chance, was his teddy bear. When he was young, he was so attached to that teddy bear. Now he's an adult, and the first thing he said is, he wanted Boo Boo, his bear. None of the other stuff matters. It's all the keepsakes and, the pictures. My daughter was a very talented artist, and she had paintings throughout our house. They're all gone. It's not about me. It's about our kids.
The raw emotion of coming back
It's so good.
to
to nothing.
That was our kitchen.
Rubble and ash where a home once stood.
It's just gone. Everything is just gone.
All around them, not a house still standing.
We know these people, and these people have lost everything. It's not just us. It's everybody, and it's so awful. It's the fire!